Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, we are off to Stirling's Crossing again, this time for Prince's last 80-kilometer ride towards his open status. Well, hopefully you'll find out at the end of the video. I set off early in the morning to get Prince, and as you can see, the float door was a bit stuck. Prince was so good, he came right up to me in the paddock, so I sort of thought to myself, oh, it's like he almost wants to come out for an endurance ride. So I just did what I usually do. I groomed him, I put a fresh rug on him, I did rug him in the float because it was really cold. So I thought, yep, having a little something on him while he's in the float won't overheat him. So yeah, just brushing him here and getting him ready to load up and head off. So when we arrived, Prince was a little bit more excited than he was at Easter at Stirling's. I'm not gonna lie, I did get a little bit nervous about this because I was worried that he was feeling a bit unsettled and anxious. He didn't have a buddy with him, so totally understand, and some of the neighboring horses were galloping around, so I guess it was a bit of a high energy environment. This is me heading off to nominations. Usually you take more tack than this: saddle pad, girth, breastplate. I just take my saddle because I know I'm nominating lightweight, so it doesn't really matter what weight I am as long as I'm below 73. This is me taking Prince out on a pre-ride, which he was a little bit excited for at the start. But he actually really surprised me at Easter at Stirling's. If you saw my last video, he wouldn't let me hop on him for like 2 to 5 kilometers. So I was actually really proud of him. He did let me hop on and off him during this ride with no issues. So that was really great. So after our 10k pre-ride, I took Prince to pre-ride vetting, and as you can see, he was so naughty. He would not stop rubbing his head on me. I just could not get him to stop. So his heart rate ended up being 86 because the TPR just took his heart rate while he was rubbing and moving around. So that resulted in a super high heart rate, but there's not much I could do about it. I could not get him to stop. So we went over and did our trot out, and he was pretty good, still a little bit of attitude, but that's just the way Prince is. So we had the rest of the day free, and I decided for fun to hop on Prince bareback in his yard. And this may seem like small or not a big deal at all, but I have actually never hopped on Prince bareback, let alone with no halter or bridle or whatever on. So I was super proud of him for just being a really cool little dude. He didn't mind at all. I wasn't really expecting him to be silly or crazy or anything like that. But yeah, it was just cool since I have never done it before. Ride start was at 2 a.m. so we got up nice and early at 1 o'clock to get tacked up and warmed up. And I had the worst realization. Just after this clip, I went to turn on my helmet light and it wouldn't turn on, and I just couldn't believe it. So obviously at 2 o'clock in the morning, it is pitch black. So it meant that I was going to be doing the first leg of the ride with no light, which wasn't great. I was really lucky that I could follow some riders out at the start so I could see. And then during the ride, during the first leg, I sort of just kept going behind people until I went behind two lovely ladies who let me follow behind them all the way back to base, which was great. But yeah, it was definitely really tricky without a helmet light, and I was so proud of Prince for just being super cool and being really careful with his feet. It was really boggy out on track, so yeah, I was just super proud of him for being so careful and sensible. We came in right on novice time, which was 3 hours for the first 40k leg. I didn't take many videos on the first leg because of not having a helmet light. I really wanted to focus on where Prince was putting his feet and making sure he didn't trip over. It was really cold when we got back, so that's why I've got a rug on his rump just to keep him warm, which he then decided to shake off. There was quite a queue at the vetting area, so we had to walk around and wait for a while before we could vet, but Prince got through really well and we were then ready to head out for the next leg.
Running back to my old life, but it leaves it burning. Speaking tongues in my head, yeah, that's the way you want it. She called me baby, you're not wasting time, but how could I let her go? Don't you know I might adore you? I'm gonna make the time move
We came back to base pretty close to novice time again, and Prince was so good on the second leg. He just kept powering on, and I was really proud of him. It was much warmer at this point, so he required a bit more strapping when we got back to base. But otherwise, it was really nice to finish the ride nice and early. It was such a beautiful day and just really great weather for the ride. So Prince successfully completed his final novice 80-kilometer ride, which was awesome. This now means that he is an open horse and he can do rides above 80 kilometers and he can do rides as fast as he wants, which is so cool. And it also means that he's qualified to be my Quilty backup horse in case something were to happen to Romeo. I was super tired after this weekend, so I didn't actually get any more clips after the ride, but Romeo and Prince were super happy to see each other again. The plan for the next ride is to take Romeo for a 120-kilometer ride, his first ever, as his final ride before the Tom Quilty. If you guys enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye!